Jesus had firmly established his ministry through teaching,
parables, signs,
an epic miracle,
and had now come into Jerusalem, where he found a nearby brand new donkey and made a big entrance.
An epic entrance!
Everyone was laying down palm leaves in their coats, and everyone was singing, Hosanna to the King of Kings! After entering Jerusalem, Jesus came across a fruitless fig tree, and he cursed it for being so rubbish.
Then Jesus entered the temple and got really miffed.
My house should be a house of prayer. You've made it into a den of robbers.
Like kicking over tables and going nuts. Epic!
Please.
So all the religious leaders questioned his authority and wanted to kill him.
After that, Jesus did loads of teaching, including
Parable of the two sons.
parable of the tenants,
The parable of the wedding banquet.
And the ten
and the
virgins.
talents. He taught on paying taxes to Caesar, called out hypocritical religious leaders,
Praised the poor widow's charity donations.
talked about sheep and goats,
Said some creepy end time
And
stuff.
taught the greatest commandment, love the Lord your God.
with all your heart,
with all your soul.
With all your mind.
And love your neighbour
as yourself.
Later, a woman washed Jesus' feet with her hair.
Don't you hate it when sponges go missing?
Meanwhile, Judas goes to sell out Jesus to the bad guys
The religious
in
leaders.
exchange for a small fee.
30 pieces of silver.
Shortly afterwards, they prepared a meal for the Passover.
The Jewish festival.
They found a suitable room.
A large upper room, furnished and ready.
Thanks, Captain Exposition.
Having met, Jesus humbly washed the disciples' feet.
But with his hands. Found a sponge.
Then Jesus predicted that someone would betray him and that he would die. Then Judas got up to leave.
Not obvious at all. Then Jesus took the bread to symbolise his body broken.
And poured the wine to symbolise his blood being spilled.
Then Jesus predicted that Peter would deny him 3 times before rooster crowed.
Jesus then retreated to the Garden of Gethsemane to pray, and he sweat drops of blood.
Your will, not mine.
And the disciples fell asleep, even though Jesus expressly told them not to, so he prayed again.
Your will, not mine.
And the disciples fell asleep again, because they're naff.
Suddenly, Judas arrived with an armed mob, and in a massively uncool move, kissed Jesus to betray him.
Out of nowhere, a disciple appeared and cut some guy's ear off. Apparently that was a bit much, so Jesus healed it back on again.
Which is totally epic!
Seriously?
Jesus was then arrested and everyone just ran off.
Yeah, because they're naff.
Apparently one guy even ran off naked. What? Apparently it's a detail worth biblically recording.
Later, Peter's found warming himself by the fire, and when asked whether or not he knew Jesus, he denies him not once, not twice, but he goes for the whole what the heck hat trick of 3 denials. Not cool.
Jesus was then handed over to Pilate, who wasn't completely sold on the idea of crucifying him, and as was customary, offered to release one prisoner to the crowds, either Jesus or Barabbas, a horrible criminal.
Release Barabbas!
So instead of going with a pacifistic, politico-religious revolutionary guy, they thought they'd be safer with the actually kills people guy.
Good one.
Furthermore, they demanded that Jesus be crucified.
Jesus was then flogged, mocked by the guards, dressed in purple robes and a crown of thorns. His clothes were gambled off and he was crucified alongside 2 criminals.
Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.
This day, you'll be with me in paradise.
And finally,
My God, why have you forsaken me?
and then Jesus gave up his spirit. But the story doesn't quite end there.
A local man, Joseph of Arimathea, took the body and buried it in a tomb and put a large rock in front of it.
The Romans posted 2 guards in front of the tomb to make sure the body wouldn't go missing.
Suddenly there was an earthquake and an angel appeared like lightning.
The angel rolled away the stone and sat on it, and the guards became like dead men.
K.O.
From various disciples' reports, a sneaky Jesus-like character had been sighted on multiple occasions.
Indeed, Jesus was risen.
Christ the Lord is risen today. Hallelujah.
Son of the Father, God became man, to leave an example, real down to earth man, to die on the cross and forgive humanity's mistakes, pardon our sins and defeat death for our sakes, so that every human being might experience full life anew. Jesus is risen. So where does that leave you?